We've got the all-new Lexus LX600.
The big boy. Let's go for a ride. Oh, big and powerful.
This is my kind of beast, I gotta tell you. I really like it.
Spoiler alert, Andrea likes it. All right, Andrea, the LX600, what's under the hood?
A new powertrain, a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Gone is the 8-speed in the previous model. 409 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. Full-time four-wheel drive with active traction control, and premium fuel is recommended for this Lexus.
Andrea, luxury price, luxury vehicle, you must get a lot of standard features. What are the key standard features?
The base trim in Canada comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen and a 7-inch display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a wireless charger, heated leather steering wheel, power driver and passenger seats with lumbar support and memory system, heated and ventilated front seats, leather upholstery, heated rear seats, a moonroof, a power rear door with kick sensor, and 20-inch wheels.
Well, I like this, Andrea, because there's a lot of buttons. I like buttons.
A lot of buttons.
And what can we put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our videos drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when they drop, but also follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to get a sneak peek behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. So if you're new here, about halfway through the video, we have a segment called Questions, Coffee, and Cars. We answer your questions from Instagram, and we're going to cover the suspension changes for this. But initially, Andrea, what are your thoughts on the way it drives?
Well, I really like it. The steering is very light, and I typically like heavier steering, but for such a large vehicle, it is so easy to maneuver because the steering is lighter. I've mostly done city driving, some highway. This thing is great, so easy to parallel park. It just soaks up the potholes and bumps in the road. I'm really liking it.
And when you sit here, it's hard to pick it up on camera. It's got this huge hood. And, you know, when you buy a vehicle like this, it has an imposing look on the outside. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But also on the inside, you feel like you're driving something very substantive. And it's easy to do.
Yeah, it's got a new electrically controlled brake system and power steering.
Now they take that and make it electric, so that reduces the parasitic loss on the engine. They don't have to run another belt or two for the pumps for those systems. So now it's electrified. Okay, hit it, hit it, hit it. Go, 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 go.
Wow, listen to that 10-speed automatic. Oh. Both do it.
Shifts quickly.
It's a quick shifter.
So we were just talking about the parasitic losses in the engine. That's to save in fuel economy. They also put this thing on a diet, right?
Oh man, it is down 440 pounds, so that improves your fuel economy, and it just makes the vehicle overall more efficient.
All right, now everybody's here because of the looks of this thing.
Yeah.
The grille on this reminds me of those old steam trains. They used to have cattle catchers on the front, and they would, you know, drive along. That's what this reminds me of.
Well, we are all used to the big Lexus grille, but I love it on this. I think it looks so good, and you can get different colored grills.
Hit it, hit it, hit it. It goes.
Oh, wow.
What other kind of grills do you get?
Yeah, so you can get this bright kind of satin grille or a darker grille, which you can get on the F Sport model. And also different trims in the US, you can add a package to change the color of the grille.
Oh,
this comes standard with 20-inch wheels.
Okay, just a sec.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate that. Yeah, she's using a lot of it. I know. Okay, bye. It's the bank.
Oh, the fuel.
They approved our loan so we can fill this up when we're done. Because it's very, by the way, gasoline here right now is $7.50 US for a gallon.
Can you believe that?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Wowzers.
All right, so the looks on the outside.
Yeah.
I think from the back, from a distance, It has a bit of a Dodge Durango kind of light treatment to it. I like it. I think it's a nice looking vehicle.
It's definitely boxy at the back. It's got that light bar, the Lexus script. They've done a nice job with it. We see that on the new NX with the script. I also like the headlights. To me, it almost looks like you're looking into a hawk or an eagle. It has a really dominant look to it. This comes with 20-inch wheels, but for the first time, Lexus is offering 22-inch wheels, which our test model has. This interior color is called Caramel Sunset. It has a bit of an orange undertone to it.
You know what? This Caramel Sunset?
Yeah.
Sounds like a sundae.
Sundae with I don't know what, nuts?
No, sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
Gotta go sprinkles.
I like nuts.
Caramel Sunset with caramel sauce. That's kind of what it looks like,
Yeah.
caramel sauce.
It also has some really nice diamond stitching and then a wood trim. If you get the F Sport model, that's where you'll find a lot of aluminum trim, which I love. And you can also get a red leather interior. This leather interior is quite beautiful. It's a very soft leather. The seats are comfortable. I think that Lexus has done a really good job. I think that the center console could be better organized, but other than that, overall, it's quite good.
This is a very big vehicle. Obviously, you have a lot of space side to side, a big commanding center console. And up front, we're going to get into this a little bit more in Questions, Coffee, and Cars. There's a lot of buttons, and I think I welcome it. I think for a vehicle that's going to be used for maybe off-roading, it's well done.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see buttons, to just be able to turn on your heated and ventilated seats and your steering wheel, which is heated all the way through. Thank you, Lexus. This is a standard 7-passenger vehicle, except in the US. You only get it as a 5-seater on the base model. You just got to move up one trim for it to be the 7-passenger.
All right, so let's explain what you get with this top executive trim. So there's a big console between the passenger side and the driver's side.
Yeah.
So you can't enter off the road and then scoot over to the driver's side. It's this big thing in the middle that's blocking you. But in that console is a button or a series of buttons, lets you recline the passenger side rear seat. And then what happens is the front seat that I'm sitting in right now caddies forward and down pops an ottoman. Not available on the back of that side, only on this side. So then that turns into a 3-passenger, big, heavy 4x4, but it's very comfortable. Like, I like it. I don't know who's going to buy it.
Well, it's going to be to drive people around. Like, if you gave me some bubbly in the back seat, I would be quite happy in this. The 7-passenger vehicle doesn't offer a lot of second and third row space. It actually falls quite short compared to the competition, like the Wagoneer, the Navigator, and Escalade. In fact, behind the third row, the LX600 only offers 11 cubic feet, and something like the Wagoneer comes in at 27.4 cubic feet of storage space.
So we have carry-on on a cooler, and it's a funky rear department, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, and it doesn't provide a lot of space. In fact, this LX600 is one of the smallest in this class.
Because the seats actually slide back and up, and you can see where they've cut it out for the rear seats. I'm not sure who's buying this one. Andrea with some champagne in the back seat. But we're going to get to
Zach may be driving me around.
But we're going to get to the price, and to have this strange configuration, it's big bucks. We talked about it already. Some very good questions coming up.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
I surprisingly like this redesign, but how does it handle and drive? It's a big boy. So does the V6 turbo provide ample power compared to the V8? When going around corners, does it sway and feel like a boat? Can't wait for the video to drop. I don't think it sways and feels like a boat as much as I thought it would. I think it handles actually quite well.
Yeah, well, it's incredible what they can do now with body-on-frame trucks. But you have to remember, you have this big chassis hung down low, which is why for years, like Land Rover Defenders could do incredible things off-road because of that. The engine, I think, if you put somebody in this and you ask them what the engine
Yep.
is, they couldn't tell you.
Nope. And this actually has more power than the V8, 26 horsepower and 76 pound-feet of torque. I don't miss the V8. I can't even believe I'm saying that. And this is the same engine, gas engine, that's in the Tundra.
Yeah. Now,
So.
back to the suspension for a second. I thought driving it that it had air suspension.
Me
Because
too.
it has a classic air suspension
Yeah.
kind of floaty ride. It does not. It has hydraulic suspension.
Yeah.
There was actually a mistake that we caught on the website.
Canadian website.
The Canadian website.
The US was right.
And they're rushing to fix it. It's hydraulic.
Rushing. That's what we've done. We're making Lexus rush to fix it. Typical Toyota, redesign something and not keep up with the times. Why not make it a hybrid at the very least? Times are changing. Well, you are right about that. I was kind of expecting a gas model like the Tundra and then a hybrid like the Tundra. My bet is it's coming.
Oh yeah, there's going to be an update. Plus, they can also tease out interest in this product.
Yeah.
So this is brand new. Those that want an LX are going to run out and get one. And then, later they'll go, oh, by the way, we now have a hybrid. Or I think there's certainly room in here to make this a plug-in hybrid.
For sure.
Maybe that's what they've got up their sleeve. Because Lexus and Toyota has said by 2025 they'll have a plug-in or electrified version for every trim they have.
We put out a lot of content each week on the Motormouth YouTube channel, and it's so easy to find.
All you do is go to the YouTube search bar and you type in Motormouth, the name of the channel, then the brand you're looking for, in this case, Lexus. Then all of our reviews will pop up. It's that easy.
How do you see the design of the center console? In my opinion, it is a step back compared to the previous generation. Well, the previous generation just had the screen on top. It didn't have the dual display. Can I start with my theory first?
I
do you want to add?
I just
Add
have one
something.
thing to say. This looks like a bit of a part spin interior.
Well, that's what I was saying to Zach. This 12.3-inch touchscreen on the top, to me, looks like the Venza. And then the screen on the bottom, which is 7 inches, reminds me a lot of the base model of the Tundra. So I don't...
Well, it is based on the Tundra.
Yes, so I don't know why you would do this kind of top-heavy top screen. I don't get it. It would have looked much better if, in my opinion, was integrated more.
Or just one screen, but with everything in it.
But I get why they did it. There's a multi-terrain select, and when you are off-roading, you show a display of the camera on the top screen, and then the bottom screen is more of something that works in conjunction that shows the vehicle in real time. So
But who needs
it made
that?
sense. But the Ford
listen.
Bronco, for example, had one screen.
Yeah, but when you're
and
going,
it was great.
When you're going off-road and you're going over a boulder, a rotting log, you're not looking at this going, oh, look, Andrea, it's showing me the torque split and the angle. That's not how you drive
No,
off-road.
I think one screen with the camera on it. So if you have to look down, that's the way to go.
Look, Andrea, the torque split and the angle. And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Everyone knows about Lexus reliability and build quality, but is the tech modern enough to beat an Escalade, Navigator, Grand Wagoneer? Reliability is a huge selling point, but so is technology.
Now, this vehicle does have quite a bit of technology, but it's done in typical Toyota Lexus fashion.
Yeah.
It doesn't follow trends like you see with Cadillac with their big screens and so on. But Andrea, here's my main thing about this Lexus LX. People who are buying this don't care. They care about the badge on the front
Yep.
and the reputation that comes with that badge.
Yeah, and Lexus has earned it. They put out reliable products year after year, and that's why people buy these. This is good inside. There's nothing wrong with the technology. It's intuitive to use. It may not be exactly what I love. I prefer the Escalade.
So my brother, this is his dream vehicle.
Yeah.
He actually wanted the Land Cruiser that's not available any longer. His ideal setup is this,
Yeah.
with a big Airstream behind and cruising down the coast in that. That's what he would love.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't even look. I guarantee he's Mr. Toyota.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't even look at any other brand. He would just be laser focused on this, and that's who buys these.
Yep.
People like my brother. They just have eyes for this.
And a follower on Instagram also made a great point. He said in the Middle East, people buy these for the off-roading capabilities and the reliability. And those two things, I think, sum it all up. So although I agree, technology is important, it doesn't mean everything to everyone.
So Andrea, now that I'm over here driving, we forgot to mention it earlier. The weird location of the start-stop button is in the radio screen.
I know.
And there's a volume knob, but no tuning knob. What is this all about?
I don't know, and it's really strange when you go and use the volume knob because it's quite far away and it's just in a really odd location. It's almost like the same thing that happened with the Venza. They forgot the start-stop button and said, where are we going to put this? Oh, let's just stick it here.
Yeah.
I don't get it myself. And then the other thing that this is missing that the competition has is a panoramic sunroof. This just comes with a moonroof.
I think it's because of torsional rigidity. When you're actually doing some serious off-roading, you don't want the body to flex and any damage to happen to that. All right, now Andrea always does what is her favorite trim, like the value. There's no value here. It's expensive, but I wouldn't get this silly seat configuration.
No, I would go, actually, to be honest with you, the base trim for just under $107,000 Canadian, it comes with everything that I could want and more. However, I would move up to the F Sport in Canada because I want the Mark Levinson sound system. In the US, you can add some packages to your trims and you can add that Mark Levinson sound system. But for us, it's the F Sport for me, and I love the aluminum trim instead of the wood.
Body on frame trucks, they're very popular. You're thinking to yourself, who buys these? They sell a lot of them with the competition, so let's get into it.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Infiniti QX80. It is a 5.6-liter V8 with 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque, and a starting price of just over $81,500.
Next up is the Cadillac Escalade with a 6.2-liter V8 with 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, or a no-cost option to get an inline 6-cylinder diesel. It has a starting price of $90,500.
The Jeep Wagoneer, it has a 5.7-liter V8 with 392 horsepower and 404 pound-feet of torque. It has a starting price of just under $81,000.
The Lincoln Navigator with a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 with 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque and a starting price of $97,000.
So there are 4 luxury SUVs for you to consider.
Oh, it's big. Big price tag too. Let's do our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. The base trim in Canada is just under $107,000 and just over $88,000 in the US. J.D. Power gives the previous Lexus LX600 an overall score of 82 out of 100, and CarEdge states the Lexus will retain 60% of its value after 5 years.
Here's the fuel economy. It's rated at 14.2 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 10.8 on the highway. That's 17 miles per gallon city, 22 miles per gallon highway. Why do you buy a body-on-frame SUV? To tow. This is rated at 8,000 pounds and comes with a 4-year, 80,000 kilometer or 50,000 mile warranty. Lightning round. 2 things we like to see improved.
I love how this looks.
And the new power plant is fantastic.
I would like to see the center console a little bit more organized.
And I'd like them to send the vehicle that most people are going to buy.
The positives outweigh the negatives. I love how this looks and how it handles.
I guarantee you the majority of the people that buy this will not be utilizing its capabilities. They just like having a big Lexus. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.